Hi guys, my name is Brenda Bauer and I am an indoor gardener. I live in Springfield, Missouri, and I have been growing in tower gardens since 2012. Oops, and my pump just kicked on. Okay, so I am probably one of the laziest gardeners that you will meet. I remember when I first started dirt gardening, when I had my own family and my mom came over and said, "Your lettuce is bolting, you need to pull that out," and I didn't, and it wintered over, and she was so mad at me that I didn't have to plant lettuce the next spring, and I was harvesting before she was. So sometimes laziness pays off, but I'm just not really great at daily habits and being fastidious about things. And yet I love to grow my own food, and I love that having my own food causes me to eat way more greens than what I ever would have before. So I was raised really healthy, 2 colors of vegetables at every meal plus a multivitamin. And so I was really grateful when a friend cared enough to share with me that somebody had figured out how to get fruits and vegetables in a capsule. And because I said yes to that and to the company behind the mission of helping people take their health back and eat as many fruits and vegetables as we possibly can, that's how I became aware of Tower Garden. And so when they came out, I was like, I want one, because I've been growing in the dirt for a year or two, and we had little kids at the time. They were, I think, 4 and 6. That sounds about right. Trying to do the math in my head. Yeah, 6. Yeah, 6 and 4. And so, you know, if you have had kids, that's a really busy time. You're doing naps, and there's just not a lot of time for gardening. And I also knew, and people were saying, that kids that grow their own food eat more of the food that they grow. And so that was really exciting to me as well. So I got a tower garden. That was in late July, early August. Sorry, I'm not great with dates. And I started my seeds in the little seedling tray. And then my mom came over one day and she closed the lid and all my seedlings cooked. So I got to start them all over again. I mean, they burned to smithereens. Okay, the next time I cut the lid off the seedling tray so that didn't happen again. And within 5 weeks of seed, I was eating zucchini the size of my forearm. Within 4 weeks from seed, I was eating lettuce, spinach, and kale off of my tower. And I knew that kale was a superfood, right? We see it on the magazine tabloids at the supermarket, and yet I hate throwing food away. And I also heard that kale was bitter, and I have a pretty high palate for bitter. So I was like, I'm not buying something that's bitter. But because I could grow it on my tower for the $1.50 or whatever it was that the seed packet cost, I was able to grow it and not feel bad if I didn't like it. And it turns out I really like kale. It's easy. I'll do 50% kale in a salad. Kale chips are amazing, amazing, amazing. And when it's $5 a bag at the store, I'm probably not going to do that, but I have it on my tower. It needs to be picked, and so I throw it in a smoothie. I throw it in the saute pan with some eggs for breakfast, all kinds of fantastic things. Swiss chard is another one that I would never buy at the grocery store, because I don't eat enough of it at once. I mean, I probably have, 1 serving a week or whatever. I know I should have more, but bear with me. I'm the imperfect gardener. I love that I get to eat it, and it looks beautiful growing on my tower. So I'd love to show you my tower. And we've got some fun things going on with this tower as well. So my daughter is a 6th grader, and she's actually doing her first science fair project, and she chose to use Tower Garden. Now, I think this teacher got snowed. That's my personal opinion, because my daughter speaks Tower Garden like a second language, right? She grew up with this, but so what we have behind me is my tower. Her tower is at school, but I have her dirt plants that she planted back in November. And you can see the difference of the growing in the same environment. Okay, so this is kind of fun. So this, can you guess what this is? It's actually a celery plant, and it needs to be harvested really badly, but I like how big and beautiful it is, and so I'm gonna harvest it after we get off, after I stop going live. And if you guys have a celery recipe, I want it. So I've looked for celery recipes, and the only one that we found was a celery cupcake recipe, and it still tasted like celery, and I don't think it was healthy. So I'm looking for a really good celery soup or something that I can throw a whole bunch of celery into. So that's my celery. I'm going to tip this down a little bit. I hope you can see with the lights on too. So this is a butter crunch lettuce right here. It's absolutely amazing. I have strawberry plants back here on the back, and we've harvested 4 or 6 strawberries. There's a different kind of lettuce back there as well that's just a gigantic. And then can you see my daughter's dirt plants? So you can see this butter crunch, right? Look at this. This thing is sad. It's tiny. Look at how small it is. It's like a little dwarf plant. And it was started at the same time as these. And oh, by the way, I've harvested 4 times off of this plant. I just come in here and I pick the leaves off the outside. It really needs to be done again. This romaine over here, see how it's kind of whacked off? I hope you guys can see that. Actually, let me bring in the phone a little closer. Hi! Okay, see how this is all whacked off? Because what I did is I came in with my scissors and I harvested the entire head at 6 inches from the plant, and it has regrown. You guys, that was a week and a half ago that I did that, and I'm gonna do it again. They say you can only do it once, but I'm redheaded and I don't follow the rules, so I'm gonna try it again. Look at my other head of romaine. I didn't head harvest that one yet. Oh yes, I did too. Look at that. That's where I cut it back, and it's got a whole new head on it again. It's just beautiful. Look at the depth of color. The leaves are thicker. It's absolutely amazing. And then I want you to know that I'm a lazy gardener, so some stuff dies too. And it's okay, because most of my tower is absolutely full of food and I love it. So I just want you to know, you cannot screw this up. You do not have to be perfect to grow in a tower. It takes me probably 20 minutes a month to do what needs to be done for my tower, and that's really generous. Besides, I come in here and I pick it and I put it in a bowl and I have a beautiful salad. So we eat way more salads than we would otherwise. Hey Christy, I'm so glad you're watching. We eat way more salads. I put greens in smoothies. We do sauteed greens with eggs in the morning for breakfast. I'll do greens with dinner. Love it. Little coconut oil, and I love rosemary and garlic, and kosher salt makes the world go round. I don't know what they do to kosher salt that's different, but it is so much better in a stir fry, and it's beautiful. And this is live food. It's fresh. You cannot get any fresher than 5 minutes from the tower to my plate. It's absolutely amazing. So I hope that's a little bit of what you wanted to know. I hope you'll consider adding a tower. I paid for mine out of my grocery budget. I just totally did. 45 bucks a month. You can tell I'm clearly picking easily $5 a week in produce, and probably more like $10 to $15 a week in produce. And that's in the winter, and I get so much more in the summertime. Tomatoes and cucumbers and yellow squash and zucchini and peas. We've done peppers and eggplant and Brussels sprouts. Those are not some of our favorite things. So you really grow what you love, and it's super fun. Thanks for watching. And if I can answer any questions, just hit it in the comments and just get with the person who invited you into this event, and get your questions answered. Find out if you can come over to their house and touch one, because that's how you fall in love. Okay.